Gods and goddesses in training, welcome back to the channel. It's my final day here in this particular place. However, we're going to move to a place with air conditioning. We have new guests moving in here, and so we need to move out and go to a different place. But yeah, well, hey, the retreat isn't over, man. It's still continuing. We still have many lectures to go through. So a lot of lessons to be had, Today, I don't know if I'll have time to make a video, so I wanted to give you guys value irregardless so I can edit when I reach. But essentially, I wanted to talk about oracle cards, okay? Using oracle cards, and this might be a different perspective from other people. Since you're watching Primal Sutra, I'm going to give you definitely a different perspective. Now, usually, oracle cards are not, according to me, they are not some kind of form of divination, okay? Oracle cards are a way that you can tap into the finely refined synchronicity by activating that divine nature that you already have, right? Putting it through these different cards. Now, what I've done is I've taken two different decks, right? So I have this one deck, if you notice, different back, right, Mother Mary. And then this one, different back, right, Makara. Now I've mixed two light decks together, right? And I think this is a very different approach because now I'm working with a lot more ascended masters, let's just say, right? So now that I'm using both of these decks, I might also get repeated masters, right, that show up sometimes, which will guide me further to actually double down on their teachings or do something different, right? So, and I put this in the fairy deck as well because, you know, shout out to all the fae out there. I think this is really, really key and very, very important to understand because you are not only going through these cards and, you know, trying to find the right answers. You are coming with knowing exactly how to postulate a problem. And some of you guys can't even locate your problems because the problems that you think are your problems aren't necessarily your problems, right? There's like a layer deeper that we have to understand. You know, we talk about ice emotions and water emotions. You have to crack the ice open sometimes to get to the actual authentic emotion or feeling that you have as a result of your karma, right? All right. So let's try doing one right now. Now, even as I'm doing it, usually what we decide, so as I'm doing this, right? There's like another card in here that isn't part of this deck, but anyway. So as I'm doing this now, what I do is, first of all, I'm emptying my mind. Focusing on my breath, focusing at the top of my head. And then as I exhale, I imagine that the exhale is coming down through the bottom of my feet. So inhale, top of the head, exhale, bottom of the feet. Now I'm a full intuitive channel, right? I'm a pillar of light going up and going down. The adepts know the secret method of exorcism using that particular mantra I told them, okay? So the first stage is you want to get an empty mind, okay? After your whole system is clean, you then say your spiritual path or your spiritual theme out loud. So for me, that would be flow. So I'd go flow, 1, flow, 2, okay. Are these the cards that I need to look at? Yes. So I'm just muscle tested just to make sure, right? Now, I have 3 cards. Why do we use 3? 3 is a divine number, okay? In tarot and all sorts of these things, they also use 3. One is from a different deck, 2 are from a different deck, right? So now let's check it out. And then I'm going to interpret this based on the questions that I asked. So let's think of a question. So the question that I had in mind is, what is the most important thing that this path working needs to learn right now? Okay? What is the most important lessons that this path working of Primal Sutra needs to learn right now? Okay? So let's check. Okay? Saint Germain, karma releasing, moving beyond drama, creating your own path, making room for good energy. Okay? If we know anything about Saint Germain, this man is an alchemist. Okay? And he's been able to use the violet flame to purify any nonsense, any BS that's out there, right? Anything that is holding you back or making you feel stagnant, the violet flame can come in and help it to unscatter, but also go back to source again, right? So if there's any negative energies around your space, you can also understand how to use Saint Germain's energy of alchemy to turn the negative into positive. But he's really taking the negative and neutralizing it and then making it positive, right? Because the violet flame burns it back into source again, okay? We have this incredible ritual, this light code with Saint Germain's energy, and I've actually channeled Saint Germain myself. So if you're interested in listening to the channeled recording, definitely let me know, shoot me a message, and I can give you a little sneak preview, okay? If you're not an adept, usually I don't send out the recordings to many different types of people, but when I do, I find that it's very effective, right? Next thing we have is Lady Nada, okay? Lady Nada says, expanded heart, openness, liberation. Let yourself love and be loved. This one has been coming up very recently for me. The idea of let yourself love and be loved, right? It's not just loving. It's also receiving the love from others and really understanding that you're allowing that love to resonate with you, right? We take things for granted, we push it away. Yeah, but I meant to say thank you anyway, you know, that kind of energy. But this energy is such a powerful, grateful energy that it can put you onto something, man. Next is, of course, the rebellion energy of voice of truth. Stand strong, focus on your purpose, release the fear of persecution, and speak your truth. Speak your heart, speak your truth, man. Speak your heart and speak your truth, okay? Now is the time. Now is the time. Don't hold yourself back anymore. People are going to be testing you, challenging you. Why are you still doing this? Why are you not married yet? Why aren't you, in the Ivy League universities? Or whatever they're telling you, okay? You maintain your sense of sovereignty. You come back to the voice of your truth, which is actually the channel of the divine. So when you feel clunky, when you feel like, I can't say what I really need to say, it creates a blockage in the throat chakra, right? So this is really a throat chakra opening up, but it's also saying to stand strong and to focus on what you came here to do in this lifetime as a light master, okay? Because you technically are these ascended masters and light masters in the future, at least some version of that, connected to some lineage, one of the 7 rays, some, energetic pantheon. So you want to double down on that, okay? So let's recap. Karma releasing, expanded heart, and voice of truth. Okay? This is the way that I do a reading, okay? Now I can go through the book and, look through it and read it up. That's fine. I do that too at times when it's very necessary. But it's not that necessary, okay? You have to practice leaning into your own intuition, leaning into what you already know and what you're already good at. Right? You've come with a very specific set of skills that you've honed and refined for many years. Now you're getting access to a different perspective, right? These ascended masters are very, very high light fractal beings, right? They are in the astral. They are ascended in a sense. They've gone through many, 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 many different reincarnations and they've seen all the BS of the world to get to where they're at, right? So if I pull another card and I see, okay, look, I have Hathor, right? Hathor's been coming up because I work with Horus. So Hathor's energy says light activation, stand in your light, acceleration, brilliance, okay? So they have very positive, uplifting messages like this. This is why it's so transformative. Think of them as a catalyst for your action steps, for your thought strategies, for the way that you plan. Let's say you're about to make a very big decision. So when you make a decision, you can use the help of these different cards. Again, I thought of this idea, and I think I'm going to bring it up with the adepts, but meditation prompts with the oracle cards, right? So let's say I pull King Jin, and it tells me to like do the breath of fire, okay? Or something like this, to tap into his energy. So this is a very, very powerful understanding of how we can combine mind, body, spirit into this practice. The whole process that I just described, being a pillar of light, pulling, working with these cards, understanding the energy from your heart space, you're holding the energy, pulling it through, and then you're double testing to make sure that it's okay, right? Now, sometimes as an intuitive, you won't always get very clear answers on something. Let's say you're asking like about if your kid should stay in the same location or something like that, right? And you get this: you are protected, cords are being cut, move beyond limitation, trust. How do I interpret that into if my kid should stay here or not, right? How do I interpret this? So then you would tune into this energy and you'd make eye contact with the being. Okay, so this is Green Tara. So I would just lock eyes with Green Tara and this imagery and see what answers come up. Okay, it might even be like a whistle or some kind of a weird subtle gesture. Doesn't have to be very clear, right? But this is very, very powerful because now we're working with these unseen energies by connecting eyes to eyes. Eyes are the windows to the soul. So therefore, you are connecting souls with this particular ascended master, okay? Have you ever seen like a picture of Jesus or Buddha, right? It makes you feel a certain way, right? It makes you feel a certain way because their karma is a certain way. Their actions have done things that are very, very positive. They're healers, right? They're protectors. They're guardians. So this is why, by working with these energies, you feel like a protector. You feel like a guardian. You feel like you're healing yourself. Now, I want you to also mention the trap of like, you always get what you ask for, right? So if you constantly think that you need healing, you're also going to constantly fall sick, constantly go through all of these different, level ups. But the thing is, if you just determine towards yourself, I'm recovering or I am healed, right? I'm healed. So be it, swaha, right? If you understand that you are already here, you're already now, all the gifts that you've ever wanted, everything that you've ever wanted has already been done, and now you're just here reaping the rewards and getting all the epiphanies, all the great downloads that you need to get you to where you want to go. Okay, so if you think about oracle cards like this, man, it's going to be a game changer for it. Okay, don't just use this passively. Don't just use this as a party trick, though I like to use it sometimes. Okay, it's game over though when I show up with these at a party, right? No way. Okay, we saw it in Costa Rica. Okay, let's pull one more card. It's Saint Germain again. I'm just gonna pull one more card. You see, this is brilliant. We even have Ram Dass as a guru here. Okay, miraculous moment, harmony surrounds you, expect miracles. Okay, what do you expect, right? You have all of these grand expectations, but you don't even expect miracles. What's going on, yo? Okay, get back into the miraculous nature of things because this truly is a blessing. You just have to see it with miraculous eyes, okay? You just have to see it with miraculous eyes. You'll start experiencing miracles on the day-to-day. Trust me on that. Okay, that's a given. That's a guarantee. That's a guarantee. I mean, look at all of these texts that you guys follow are channeled texts, okay? A Course in Miracles, okay? Seth Speaks, The Law of One, right? They're all channel texts, okay? And they've been normalized to just be texts. Even the book that I'm reading right now, the Spirits book, is a channel text, and it's very powerful, actually. It says that God is the first cause, the primal essence, right? The primordial essence, that spark of beginningness, of newness, of novelty, of excitement, of genesis, right? So that's really, really key to understand, actually. And it changes our path. The more we get the wisdom, not the knowledge, right? Knowledge is like science trying to, circumnavigate and distort the truth and try to disprove God. But the more you go into science, the more God becomes obvious, right? The more you do scientific research, you get to a point as a scientist where you're like, wait a second, this whole God debacle, I was kind of like this about it, but now I'm like, whoa. Now I'm feeling it, right? I feel the Godfidence. I feel that expansiveness, right? I love what you said, Big White, yesterday in the comments about how your mother was saying this before her passing, that seeing God would probably make you blind. Remember the story of Moses, how he couldn't even see the full of God. He just saw the back of God, because seeing his face would be just too overwhelming for the human senses, This is how I feel with interacting with some of these beings. I just have an essence of them. If I probably saw their true form, I would be very freaked out, because it wouldn't be anything that I could comprehend with my senses, right? This is why you need extrasensory perception. You need your psychic insights again to be able to handle these things. But irregardless, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Have an incredible day, okay? Whistle to end, okay? Have an incredible day. May the flow be with you and stay legendary. Let's get it today, Upward Spiral Gang. May we never be the same again. You heard it. Hit that like and subscribe button, baby. Support the movement. You already know. Let's go. Osa.